What up, everyone? Happy New Year. Here I am making a video because why the hell not? It's not like I did much with my channel in 2018. I seek to change that for 2019, but for now, I don't know. Looking back, 2018 was a pretty good year for me. I marked the 5th anniversary of my first post-college job, and that's still going strong. Saved up a lot of money and was able to take a real vacation. Went to New York City for a few days. Let's see some of the stuff I got up here. The Statue of Liberty thing, a coin that you actually get on Liberty Island, a shot glass for New York Mets I got from this gift shop along Broadway, and let me show you this. The Iggy Koopa figure. At the Nintendo store in like the Rockefeller Center. This is the only place I've seen this. Of course, you can get it online, but it's more fun when you can go out into the wild and get some stuff. And for 2018, like I said, I've financially secure enough where I feel like I'd actually get back into comic books. Something I hadn't really done since the mid-90s. So I got so much stuff in 2018, I had to get a nice big box for it. So, yeah, this is like a, I don't know, year in review, rundown, me showing off stuff. So let's have a peek. I bought a lot of paperback collections. Ooh, let's start with this. It's like something I got at one of those like little mini toy and comic conventions. For dirt cheap, I was able to pick up some paperbacks for the Boom Power Rangers. Now, if you want dark, gritty, grown-up Power Rangers, well, you got it in that 2017 movie, but if you want it with the original incarnations, this is good shit. I was really impressed with this. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah. Okay, you're going to be surprised by this one. Yeah. Funny thing is, I never watched this cartoon back in the day, but I seen the first few episodes like a year or two ago out of curiosity because I like Hasbro's newer stuff, Transformers Prime, My Little Pony FIM, so I decided to check this out, and it's pretty good, and it's going to be important. We're going to come back to this a little later. What else? Oh yeah, I found this for cheap. One of the older storylines about Galactus. Oh yeah. Khan, such an awesome villain. He needs 2 origin stories. He's got like a 2-part novel, like explaining the eugenics wars, and that one. Rescue Rangers, whatever. Oh, I found this for cheap. My favorite Superman story, the one with the Doomsday and Brainiac. Come on, what else? Oh, and lastly, right before Deadpool 2 and Infinity War, at this place at the mall closest to me that was going to closing down and liquidating stuff for your entertainment. I haven't finished reading all of this, but made me like Thanos a bit more as a character even before his movie, and gotta love Deadpool. I actually go back to this, but like I said, I haven't kept up with comics. The way I have kept up is like go to the library and take out the paperback collections they have. But now I decided to finally just start buying stuff regular, going to the comic shops, and yeah, that's right, physical copies, not digital shit, because I'm old school that way. But what finally started the domino effect of me just getting more and more and more? Well, it's good that I mentioned domino effect because I pop into comic shops from time to time, but I remember her. Sexy Smexy back in the 90s is like, had all our hearts aflutter even though she's usually covered from the neck down. The mother hen of X-Force, and I was thinking, oh, she's got her own series? Well, yeah, this seems like a good time to jump back in as any. Well, of course, in hindsight, a lot of people said I shouldn't have because, oh no, it's like Gail Simone, she has a following, but oh no, she's been targeted by the NSW. Including, but well, I don't know if my brother has anything against Gail Simone, but he's always whining about shit like this, even though he can't really buy them. It's like, oh, they're forcing they're coming the women characters up while the men, oh, we saw Bruce Wayne's dong. Dr. Manhattan. That is all. As for this, written by an accused SJW in her very first issue for Domino's own series, yeah, she's not showing all that much skin now, is she? And as refusing to show violence against women, this is how that issue ends. She gets thrown out of a window in her bra and panties. Yeah, SJW's ruining shit for all us guys. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this was like May or June 2018, and I just kept with it. Just kept going and going and going. It was supposed to be just a 6-issue thing, but it proved so popular, it's going strong. It got an annual, got a couple more issues dealing with like Morbius and ties to Wakanda and shit. And for the month or two that they're going to be doing covers commemorating Stan Lee, this was the one for Domino. If that first issue hadn't gotten me in, this would have. That's just quintessential Domino. Even though Stan Lee didn't create this character, come on, I think he would have thought that was badass. We do have some criticisms, though. This makes it, the way Gail writes Domino, it's like she didn't really consider X-Force and other teams she was on as like hers, like she wasn't really 100% part of them, and now that she's got her own team of mercenaries, she considers that her own, and she can be close to them. It's like, kind of ruined my image of, again, the mother hen of X-Force. X-teams are supposed to be families, right? Well, that is a gripe I have, but the writing's zippy, the art's great, it's fun, it's funny, it's badass, and let's see if you can see it. Parental advisory. Always a good sign. What else did oh yeah. This is the only Spider-Man I bought, but I had to make it this. Amazing Spider-Man number 800. I mean, this had everyone. It had Doc Ock, Goblin, Venom, Jameson, Aunt May, like side characters like Silk and Flash Thompson, and all that was missing was really the Lizard. Anyway, this was good. This cost $10, but it was worth it. Spider-Man was one of the heroes I really liked back in the day. I read some of the comics and the 90s cartoons, so when I saw that he reached number 800, I had to have. And Dan Slott, who wrote this, I think he's not doing it anymore because he's too busy with the Fantastic Four relaunch. I pre-ordered this like 2 months in advance because my father, who got me into comics, his first comic book love, well, mine was Uncanny X-Men, but his was Fantastic Four. He introduced me to the characters, and I remember watching the old 60s show on Cartoon Network when I was very young. So yeah, these guys were imprinted on my mind as well, so I made the... In fact, that aforementioned New York trip, before I went, I made sure to buy this and leave it with him so he could read their relaunch. It says number 1, but you can see Legacy 646. I've been buying them up, but I hadn't really read them. I only just started reading them in the last few days in preparation for doing this video, and it's good stuff because, like I said, I haven't been really keeping up to date with comics as they come out since forever. So even though I didn't know why the team would broken up, well, we know the real reason why. That 2015 Fantastic Four movie sucked so much ass that Marvel was like, no. But now they're back together, and I don't understand the circumstances in universe about why, but I could still follow along. And then they had this plot going about how the Thing's finally marrying Alicia Masters. In fact, for the cover commemorating Stan Lee, number 650. Yeah, look at that. This is awesome. I bought this a few days ago, and this was funny. And I will concede my brother was right about this one, because let's see if I can find. Okay. Oh yeah, for Thing's bachelor party, Thundra doesn't want to go with the ladies, so she tags along with the... Oh, hang on a minute. tags along with the guys, and she plays dumb. He's like, what's the rules for poker? And then turn the page, find out she was effing with all of them. Okay, I'll give that one to my brother, but still, that was damn funny. This whole thing was damn funny. For a 650th special, yeah, I'm going to cherish this one for a long time. So yeah, of all the stuff I've been keeping up with, so I've been buying comic books again. Domino got me in. That started the domino effect, but I think Fantastic Four is the best so far. But now back to all the X-rated goodness. While reading the Domino issues, I saw the ads for this, so I made sure to get every single one. X-Men Black, each dealing with a different villain. Magneto, Mojo, Mystique, Juggernaut, and Emma Frost. You know, Emma, you're such a heartbreaker. When I got into comics in the mid-90s, she was a good guy, and for the longest time I pictured her as one of the good guys. In fact, if you look at the figure shelf over there, I still have her with the good guys, but now she's gone bad again. Emma, you're such a heartbreaker. Anyway, the Juggernaut one is like, that seems kind of redundant to me. The Mystique one was pretty good. Just shows how she just loves fucking shit up. The Mojo one showed that he has a redeeming quality or two. I don't know about that. But this was the Granddad Magneto, my favorite comic book villain ever. And Claremont, that's why I had to get it. None of the shops had it. I had to go to this one all the way by the shore, the street riding up along the shore to get it. And I'm sure, I was talking about politics before. Oh, I'm sure people are going to complain about this. I mean, dealing with themes about throwing little kids into camps and stuff. It's like people are saying, oh, no, oh, too political. As if Chris Claremont didn't use those same themes when he was doing Uncanny X-Men for 17 frickin' years. Anyway, rant over. Yeah. Oh, and of course, the relaunch of Uncanny X-Men itself. I haven't had the time to read these yet, and they've been pumping these out week after week, this 10-part disassembled thing. But it's Uncanny X-Men. It's back. I had to. And one of the writers for this, like I said, we were going to come back to this. There's like, I believe Kelly Thompson is her name. She was one of the main driving forces behind this. Now she's jumped ship to X-Men. Am I supposed to be offended by that? I'm serious. I really want to know. Am I, whose first comic book love back when I was a teen was Uncanny X-Men, should I be offended that a chick who did a reboot of a girly cartoon is now working on my beloved Uncanny X-Men? Seriously, can someone please tell me if I'm supposed to be offended or not? Alright. And that's mostly the Marvel stuff I've been buying regularly. When I was a kid, like I said, X-Men, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. That was it for me. Those were the big ones. But I have been buying up a little bit of DC. Batman! Okay, like I said, I saw some ads in some other comics, and it's like this 3-part thing with Penguin and Bane. Why not? We have a movie with Catwoman and Bane, Catwoman and Penguin. Why not something revolving around Penguin and Bane? And the writer, Tom King, it's very unique. I will admit, I don't really jive with it 100%, but I'm going to give it more time, especially since it ended in a cliffhanger, and then number 61 dealt with something else entirely. It's like, what the fuck? What are we going to deal with that? Because that cliffhanger at the end of number 60, it's like, for those of you who know how I've read it, yeah, I know who it's supposed to be, because like I said, I go to the library and I get as much as I can and get back up to speed, so I know what that was supposed to be from, or at least I think I do. But this, I bought along with that Fantastic Four number 650 the other day, and this is good. This is No frills, straight up Batman, just the way I like it. It wasn't written by Tom King, it was written by someone else, Batman Annual #3. But ironically, it deals more with Alfred, what he goes through, like looking after Bruce Wayne and making sure everything runs smoothly for Batman. Let's see if we can get it a little closer. And it's a Batman Annual that really deals with Alfred, and I liked it. This was just good, no frills, comic goodness. So I will be sticking with Tom King's stuff for a while, and I know that Detective Comics number 1000, 80th anniversary of Batman, that's coming up, and I will. So I got to stick around anyway. I got to. And what other DC stuff have I been? Grant Morrison's taking over for Green Lantern. I will admit, I'm not jiving with this 100% either, because thanks to my buddy NecroVMX, who loves Green Lantern, I started checking out the stuff by Geoff Johns. I don't know how. All these years, I still know how to pronounce his fucking name, but you know who I'm talking about. The guy who came up with Green Lantern Rebirth, the thing for Parallax being the entity of fear, the Sinestro Corps Wars, all that good shit. That's the classic stuff that when I think of classic Green Lantern, yeah. But Grant Morrison, I'm going to give it a little longer, but even though, look at this. No, look at this. Volcano for a head. What? Where's the characters? I don't remember really seeing Kilowog in this, or some of the other ones like Serenic Natu, and oh boy, if someone bothers to comment on this, and someone saying, well, what about this happened to Serenic Natu after Final Crisis or something? Like I said, I haven't really been keeping up. I'm just thinking, what else? Some other stuff I haven't bought yet, some single issues. Okay, the Justice League, Batman Detective 966. Oh, and I didn't just go to New York City this year. I went to Atlanta. And I stopped by a comic book shop real quick, and I don't really remember much about these, but I had to get something while I was there, even though it was more or less a working vacation going to CDC. Oh, we're getting Detective Comics 1000 soon, but we've already had Action Comics number 1000, 80 Years of Superman, so I had to get this. It's mostly a bunch of short stories, but hey, issue 1000, Superman. I had to. This is funny. This is not a hoax. This is for real. And the best part is, instead of making Deathstroke all cartoony and stuff like in Teen Titans Go! The movies, awesome movie, by the way. If it wasn't for Into the Spider-Verse, that'd be the best movie of the year. But yeah, that's really Yogi and Deathstroke. And instead, they made Yogi and the dark and realistic, as is the world he resides in. And it worked. This was funny shit. And it was still fun, even though it was really dark. And I'll show you. Look at that. And there's Yogi. And they didn't dumb it down at all. I mean, all this shit DC takes about how their movies were too dark and like Murderverse and something, but they got it right in comic form with Hanna-Barbera stuff. And here's another one. There was 3 more like that overall, but I only got one other one in. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Like I said, people complain about too much politics in comics. It's like the people behind this one said, oh, you think there's too much politics? Oh, fuck you. We're going to double down on the politics for this one. Okay, what up? Oh, yeah. The thing with Marvel and Disney. When I was a wee lad, Marvel published Disney stuff like Little Mermaid, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. But nowadays, IDW Why? You own Marvel now. They used to publish your stuff. And this isn't a one-time thing. Obviously, their biggest franchise right now, Frozen, they had a 3-parter from Dark Horse. This was pretty good for what it's worth. It focused more on Anna than Elsa, but still, why not publish this yourselves? You're publishing your own Star Wars shit now. Didn't Dark Horse used to do that? But I don't get it. I don't get it. And you think that shit was too girly and gem? Well, prepare yourselves. Yes, this is for real. And here's the funny thing. I never watched the 80s cartoon. My first exposure to these characters was that Robot Chicken skit. I actually had to go on YouTube and watch a couple episodes before I bought these just to see, is it worth buying anyway? For a girly's 80s cartoon, not bad. It was engaging enough. I actually liked it better than those introductory My Little Pony specials. But those two guys, Murky and Lurky, I grew up, you got to have a bumbling cartoon to do. Rocksteady and Bebop, Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo, but those two, ugh. In fact, let me show you what they look like real quick in this. Okay, I believe that's Lurky, and there's Murky. Yeah, kind of, not that radical reimagining, but they definitely look different. And Wisp herself definitely looks quite different, but no, I think I'm gonna stick with this because why not? Actually, the writing is pretty good. It doesn't talk down to the audience. It doesn't dumb things down for the younger readers, so I can follow. What else do I got? Most of what I have left is stuff that, old stuff I got at conventions and stuff. I already showed you like the paperback collections, but Fantastic Four 107. Got this to show to my father. This is the first thing of Annihilus I ever read. And I know we had that recent Annihilation thing, but this was my introduction to the character. Oh, and off of eBay around New Year's 2018, I got this Captain America annual with Magneto. Oh, and this one comic book place that, it was the one where I found X-Men Black Magneto. They moved, but a lot of their inventory got shuffled around, so I couldn't get this stuff from them anymore. When I was a kid, I got a lot of collections of like X-Force, X-Factor, but really no Excalibur. So this, I was able to fill in a bit of the gap with these, and I'm glad I did. Okay, Cable number 28. I got one of my stays in Gainesville. Oh, this I found at a flea market. Oh, those paperback collections I said I was getting from libraries. Well, one had a whole bunch of the 80s Teen Titans, the classic stuff. I decided to check that out after clips from, believe it or not, Teen Titans Go showed up in my suggested viewing. I said, why are people bashing this? This is actually kind of funny. So when I saw that these were available, I started reading. That's good shit. That is classic shit. And the last paperback collection they had actually had this issue in it, dealing with Trigon and shit. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Something else I got from one of those mini cons. And something else. And the rest of what I got here, basically stuff from Free Comic Book Days and stuff that they were selling for 50 cents or $1 at those mini cons. So yeah, let me put back in all these paperback collections. And oh, a gift from a coworker, a calendar with comic book trivia. Like I said, people around me at work know that I'm really getting back into this shit. I'm wearing shirts like this more often to work, and they get me gifts like this. So yeah, that's my review, rundown, whatever, of comics in 2018. Maybe since I'm buying and reading them regularly now, I can do reviews for you guys in 2019. You'd like to see that? Why don't you actually leave a comment or something? But yeah, 2018, the year I finally got back into comic books and started shooting off my yap about them. Happy New Year.